Hello, dear leader. My name is Samuel Eyim, Chief Leadership Coach at the Center for Transformational Leadership in Africa, CTL Africa, and I have an important invitation for you. Why are some nations developed and thriving, while others are underdeveloped and struggling? Why are some businesses flourishing and others languishing? Why are some churches growing and others dying? These are important questions for leaders. So are you a leader? At what level are you leading? What impact are you making? What is your understanding and concept of leadership? The way you think about leadership is the way you do leadership. And as John Maxwell says, everything rises and falls on leadership. Leadership is the cause, all others are the effect. So, at the Center for Transformational Leadership, we've created this program to help you transform your understanding of leadership. This program is going to be based on John C. Maxwell's book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. As a John C. Maxwell certified coach, I'm going to walk you through these laws, and we're going to give you exercises and activities around these laws to help install a new transforming concept of leadership for you. This will change the way you do leadership completely. So I invite you to check our website and our social media pages and to register for the Leadership Mindset and Heart program. This program is on two levels. The first level is understanding the laws of leadership, where we are going to walk you through the laws of leadership in 3 to 5 days. And this will give you the foundations of leadership. The second level is walking the laws of leadership. Here, we take you through a 15-week journey through the laws of leadership. Every week, you will have opportunity to study one law, apply the law throughout the week, meditate upon it, do the exercises, and regroup with other like-minded people who are learning the laws of leadership, exchange ideas, and share your lessons. So do not miss this opportunity. Register now for the Leadership Mindset and Heart program. There is a popular saying in leadership that if you think you are leading and there's nobody following you, you are only going on a walk. On this platform, you are going to learn principles of leadership. You are going to encounter different leaders. You are going to learn about how you can grow as a leader, how you can make an impact. My name is Samuel Eyim, and I'm the host for the leadership platform. I am a leadership coach, a lawyer by profession, a John C. Maxwell certified coach. I have been in corporate life in senior positions for several years, and now I run the Center for Transformational Leadership, where we train and coach leaders to become better leaders. And I invite you to go on a journey with us as we discuss the subject of leadership in the coming weeks. This and every Saturday, you have opportunity to ask questions, share your views on important leadership matters. Hello, dear leader. My name is Samuel Eyim, Chief Leadership Coach at the Center for Transformational Leadership in Africa, CTL Africa, and I have an important invitation for you. Why are some nations developed and thriving, while others are underdeveloped and struggling? Why are some businesses flourishing and others languishing? Why are some churches growing and others dying? These are important questions for leaders. So are you a leader? At what level are you leading? What impact are you making? What is your understanding and concept of leadership? The way you think about leadership is the way you do leadership. And as John Maxwell says, everything rises and falls on leadership. Leadership is the cause, all others are the effect. So, at the Center for Transformational Leadership, we've created this program to help you transform your understanding of leadership. This program is going to be based on John C. Maxwell's book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. As a John C. Maxwell certified coach, I'm going to walk you through these laws, and we're going to give you exercises and activities around these laws to help install a new transforming concept of leadership for you. This will change the way you do leadership completely. So I invite you to check our website and our social media pages and to register for the Leadership Mindset and Heart-Set program. This program is on 2 levels. The first level is understanding the laws of leadership, where we are going to walk you through the laws of leadership in 3 to 5 days. And this will give you the foundations of leadership. The second level is walking the laws of leadership. Here, we take you through a 15-week journey through the laws of leadership. Every week, you will have opportunity to study one law, apply the law throughout the week, meditate upon it, do the exercises, and regroup with other like-minded people who are learning the laws of leadership, exchange ideas, and share your lessons. So do not miss this opportunity. Register now for the Leadership Mindset and Heart-Set program.
Hello. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Leadership Platform. Once again, it's Saturday evening, and this is the place to be to learn about leadership. In the last few weeks, we've been discussing workplace leadership, and we have discussed several topics. This evening, we're going to address an important subject matter, which is the subject of recognition, the subject of gratitude, the subject of hope at the workplace. How does a leader use these tools to influence growth in his people, to get results, to get the outcomes that are needed? A lot of the time, we just have the whip or the hammer and beating on the head of people. Is that what people want? The young people of today want to be part of the organization. They want to be motivated. They want to be involved in a meaningful venture. They want to be appreciated. They want to see that there is a future for them. And so as leaders, we need to understand their psyche. We need to understand what is it that will help people give off their best. And that is the topic for today. So you are all welcome. I see already people joining. And let me just recognize those who are here. And please share the link to your friends, invite your colleagues, your bosses, your subordinates. Let everybody join in the discussion. I have Abedonko is here. Charles Hodinya is here. Conrad Kakraba is here. He says it's going to be an interesting discussion. Charles says another opportunity to learn. And Abe says another Grove Day, CTL. All right, I have William Darfor is here. He says good evening from Tema. And he says good evening from Tema. And I have Tunji Osho is also here. He says nice topic. All right, so please invite your friends. We know that so many of you join and you don't introduce yourself. That's fine. But we are proud and privileged to introduce you, announce you to the world. So please let us know who you are, where you are joining from, and we'll be very happy to announce you to the world. At this point, it is my pleasure to introduce our speaker. Our speaker has been on this platform before, and so those of you who've been here for some time will probably recognize the name. Reverend Dr. Ebenezer Olalekan Alabi is an apostle of hope, and you can understand why he's the right person to speak on this topic. He's an apostle of hope. His sole mandate and purpose in life is to give hope to the hopeless and encourage others never to give up. He's the founder of the Mission of Hope Ministries, seasoned radio and TV presenter on social and religious issues. And he's a fantastic speaker, a motivational speaker. He's also a life coach, a pastor, an author, and a businessman. Now, what I like about Dr. Alabi, who is my friend, is that he has consistently, for the last several years, every day been sending out, writing himself a quote on hope, and been sending out to thousands of people every day. So if you're not on his mailing list, please, as he's talking to us, get his contact and he would add you. So on that note, I'm just going to invite my friend, Reverend Dr. Ebenezer Alabi, to the platform to share with us on the topic of developing people, encouraging growth through recognition, gratitude, and hope. So, Doc, you are most welcome to the Leadership Platform. Once again, we thank you. You're always here listening to us, but today, again, you will speak to us. Very welcome, Doc.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Ayim. Grateful. And I really appreciate you. I'm really grateful that we have you there. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. And you are welcome to this wonderful program. It's my pleasure to be here. It's been a wonderful, wonderful time. And I really appreciate Doctor and the team for bringing me on to speak on the topic for today. It's a wonderful topic, and it's a topic that will benefit us so much. And we are looking at leading growth through recognition, gratitude, and hope at the workplace. It's a combo topic, but I'm going to do my very best to really link all together, because all this together will help us to have a significant growth at our workplace. Leading growth through recognition, gratitude, and hope at workplace. How can we use this to generate, and to promote growth at workplace? So I'm going to be really talking about this for the next 30 minutes, and then thereafter we'll have some question and answer period. So as I'm speaking, just be collating your question. If you have anything to ask or you have some contribution, just get ready, and then I'll be dealing with that. So we'll be going straight into the teaching. leading. And I'm going to be starting, on the introduction that's about leading through hope and motivation at workplace. And we are looking at the ultimate aim. What is the ultimate aim of every leader? Every leader that leads want to attain growth, because that is the essence why you are there. That is where you have been appointed. That's why the essence of you forming the organization or having the company or be at the helm of the affairs. The essence is to be able to attain growth. That's number one. Number two, to be able to attain success. That is number two. Growth, number one. Success, number two. So these two things is the reason why we have growth and growth, number one, and success, number two. And then to attain a continuous growth, there has to be certain attitude. And one of the attitude is to have a positive attitude. It's a constant positive behavioral pattern. When you have a constant positive behavioral pattern, people will know that you are consistent the way you are. They can identify with you. They can relate with you because of the way you run your thing. And if you run it consistently, growth is attained and success is attained. And everything rises and falls at the feet of attitude and the leader as well. So I'm saying that it's not only on the leader alone, but on the feet of attitude. Anybody who is able to put on such attitude will be able to attain such a growth and such success for the company. Whether you are the CEO, whether you are the supervisor, you are the manager, you are the director, your attitude has a lot to do with your growth. Your attitude has a lot to do with the development of the organization you are running. You may have the first degree, you may have the second degree, you may be a PhD holder or professor. If you have a wrong attitude towards the work, towards leading people, you are going to have a problem. And the problem will be that you will stunt the growth and there will be a difficult issue. So you need to really understand that very well. And also, a good attitude will motivate the follower to become loyal, committed to the organization. Once you have a good attitude, it will really help to become loyal and to become, very, committed to the organization. According to Winston Churchill, he said, attitude is a little thing that make a big difference. Attitude is a little thing that make a difference. So you can't relegate attitude in climbing ladders or in achieving success for your organization. Attitude is a little things that make a big difference. Say by Winston Churchill. You need to really understand that people have seen it, people have been there, people have been the prime minister, people have ruled the nation, people have achieved success in everything they have done. They say attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. So if attitude is the little thing that makes a big difference, we need to adopt such attitude for growth. And the attitude for growth we're saying in this situation is the attitude of recognition, attitude of gratitude, and attitude of leading through hope. It will help us to be able to move things forward. And also, leaders who desire constant and sustainable growth must possess one, attitude of recognition, recognizing the staff performances. This is it. You can't sweep a good performances under the carpet. It will really affect the way the company grows, especially the ones that go extra mile to get results. You need to constantly appreciating them by recognizing them. This is very, very important. And in my years of experience as a leader, in my years of experience, both in ministry and in business, one thing is that everybody wants to be recognized. Everybody wants a very good attitude of recognizing their effort, recognizing their contribution. Where there is recognition, there tends to be great response from the people, continually appreciating their contribution, even from the messenger to the manager. So you will need to recognize the contribution which they make. Meaning there's a situation where the messenger has done a fantastic job for the company and he has saved the company. You can't say because it's at the lowest level of the organization, you decide to, ignore the noble act. No, you need, as a leader, you need to really pay a very good attention to the any good attitudes you notice. You need to pay a good attention to that. It's very, very important. Then we look at the attitude of gratitude as well. These are some of the attitude we need to do. When gratitude becomes the culture of the organization, it's helped to promote the organization, it's helped to push the organization forward, and the success is attained. The best of the staff, no matter how well trained and skillful, they need some level of recognition. That is it. No matter how well they are, no matter how well trained they are, they need some level of recognition. So we need to do that. It's very, very important that everybody needs to be recognized. So when we go forward, also we see, whereby John C. Maxwell said, people may hear your word, but they feel your attitude. They may hear your word, but they feel your attitude. It's very important that when people hear your word, they need to feel your attitude. They want to know the kind of attitude you have for them, towards them in the organization, the kind of attitude you have towards the work, the way they respond, their contribution, what they have done. And also, we need to constantly make them feel that they are important. That's the essence of attitude. So we are starting off by from the first one, recognition at the workplace. What is recognition? So this is what we are starting from. It's appreciation, acclaim, and acknowledgement for an exemplary performance or contribution towards company growth and success. The words say appreciation. So when you recognize effort, you need to appreciate them. You know, everybody loves to be appreciated. Everybody loves to be acknowledged. Everybody wants to be recognized, especially people that have done an exemplary work for you. Even if it is amazing, despite the fact that you are paying them, you know, once they've done a fantastic job, they still want some kind of, oh, you have done good job. Oh, you have done this. It's good. It's nice. So it's important thing that we need to really, you know, cultivate the aptitude. And as a leader, you know, we need to have this constantly in our mind that people need to be recognized, people need to be appreciated, people need to be acknowledged for their exemplary performance or contribution towards the company growth. Whether you are leading 1 people or you are leading 4 people, 5 people, it doesn't matter how many people you are leading. All they want is that recognize them, even if it's a shop attendant and you are the madam. He or she has done fantastic job, and he has been able to do a good sale through the interpersonal relationship or customer relationship. You need to acknowledge them. Don't say you are working to get your salary, and that's what most people are making mistake. Most leaders make mistake because they think that, okay, I'm paying you at the end of the month. Why would I, you know, recognize what you are doing? You are being paid to do this job. No. If you really want success in your organization, you have to think beyond that. And you have to think beyond the payments, you know, beyond the pay. There is a human value to it. So recognize the role they have performed. Recognize that in some of the organization, if the teamwork does not behave very well or achieve very well, it may affect you, the manager, it may affect you, the director. It may even affect the company. So beyond your pay, I mean, the salary you are giving them, you need to constantly recognize them when they do a very good job. Recognizing the effort of the employee team publicly also help. That is recognition. You recognize them publicly. You say maybe during the board meeting or during the team meeting or during any of your meeting you are having, you need to recognize them and say to them that they are doing very well. And what are the importance of recognition? You know, when you start recognizing people for their good job they are doing in your company or your organization or in your shop or at what, any level of leadership you find yourself, you find out that it encourages growth. It encourages growth. You remember, the purpose of the leader is to lead to growth and lead to success. So when you start recognizing the importance of people, the exemplary performances, and people that have been able to go extra mile in your organization, you will notice that it will encourage growth. You will seek growth. Why? Because it will lead to commitment and dedication. People will be more committed because they know that if I go extra mile to do this for my organization, if I go extra mile to do this thing for my company, I'm going to gain some recognition. So it will lead to more commitment because everybody wants to be appreciated. Nobody wants their talent to be and their effort, their ability, their capability to just be swept under the carpet and not recognized by the leader. So they would rather do ordinary job, ordinary performance if you don't recognize them. But once you start recognizing them, they will go extra mile. It makes the employee to feel appreciated and value for their effort. You see, that's one of the things. Everybody have integrity. Everybody have dignity. Everybody have a sense of pride in them. Everybody want to feel important. And as a good leader, you need to make them feel important, especially if they have done something worthy of recognizing, of something worthy of appreciating. You need to do that. You can't just be so high up there and say that, no, if I start talking to them, and let me tell you, the mistake some of the leaders are making is that when I started praising them, then they started walking down, then they started becoming big-headed, they started becoming, too important than themselves. You see, that's the mentality of some of the leaders. That's why they would not want to say openly how to recognize the effort of people. Yes, we see some people that take advantage of that when you started praising them, when you started telling them they are doing well, then they started, feeling more important and they started becoming lackadaisical towards their job. But in most cases, from the poll that have been conducted, from the research that have been conducted, recognition has a lot of benefit to the company than the disadvantage. Most people take 10 people and recognize them for their role. Yes, you may have about 9 people that will really do more, be more committed and be more dedicated, and then they feel valued. But yet in the group of people, you may actually have one that may really have, feel more important than they are, and they may feel somehow. So this is, you can't rule it out. You can't rule it out, But if you fail to recognize them, if you fail to recognize their role, if you fail to recognize their contribution, it will create a big hole of disappointment in their hearts. And most of them may even want to walk away from your company. Most of them may look at where they will be more appreciated. Most of them may, be where they will be honored. That is it. And it's very important that we take note of that. It's very, very important. So we look at what to recognize in an employee. Somebody may say, okay, but what should I recognize in them? What are the things to look out for? How do I know what to recognize? So let's look at a few of them. We look at commitment. When you are committed to the work, when you are committed to an organization, when you see people that are committed to the growth, to the development, and you see that they've taken it as if it's their own, they have a sense of purpose towards the job, towards the vision, towards the dream of the organization. Such people need to be committed. Some people will take your job as if it's their own. Some people will work as if this is their own organization. All you need to do is take note of such people that are committed, and you need to recognize it. Number 2, we look at people that have displayed high level of integrity. There are people that have saved company a lot of money through, the attitude of integrity, displaying integrity, and, act in an integrous manner that have helped the company. When you see people, you recognize them so that others may be able to emulate them. If you don't recognize them, others will feel that, okay, even the man that is so, loyal, have a high level of integrity, the company doesn't value them. So why will I bother to do that? So once you see such thing, recognize it. People that are able to meet up with their targets is another people that we need to recognize at workplace. You give them a job to do, and they are able to meet up their target from time to time. They do extra mile to meet up their target. Recognize them. You see, openly, publicly, and even privately, we need to recognize them. People that meet up their target always, they're worthy of being recognized. In any other organization, when you see such people, identify them and say nice things to them, say good things to them, recognize them, and it will help them to do more. People who are loyal. We have some loyal people at our organization. We have loyal people in our company. Loyalty is something that cannot be hidden. Once somebody is loyal, it's loyal. Once somebody is so faithful, they are faithful. You see it in their attitude, you see it in their behavior, you see it in the way they do things, you see it in the way they manage finances, you see it in the way they manage others, you see it in the way they handle corruption, because they are not corrupted. They are so loyal in the things they do. Let's cultivate the habit, and that's what we need to do. Even in our country, you can take it beyond. In a country, you see people that are not corrupt. The leader, the presidency need to, recognize them publicly, and it will help others, because you get people whereby a lot of people are working in the people. Certain people have decided not to be, corrupt, and other people are corrupt. And those who did not corrupt did not make anything, and the corrupt one has been able to amass a lot of wealth. And you see, people did not recognize them. Even the company they decided to, stay loyal with, refused to recognize them. So it demoralized people. So when you see loyalty, we need to, recognize a good interpersonal relationship is something that we need to also be able to, recognize and then appreciate them for. People with positive behavior, positive attitude, positive outcome, positive results. You have given people assignment, and they've been able to achieve positive results. They've, make the company, they through their effort, through their contribution, company makes a lot of money, a lot of gain. Recognize them, that it's the extra effort or noble contribution of so and so that lead to the success, positive success of this company. So let's recognize people, because you alone cannot do it as a leader. Your money alone cannot work for you. Your building alone cannot work for you. People are the greatest asset of your company. Notice that people are the greatest asset. You can't do it with your money. And good people, when you see good people, recognize them, because they are difficult to get. And when you get them, hold them tight, recognize them, and keep them with you, and it will help your organization to grow. Who should be the one to recognize others? Many people think it has to come from the top down always. No, it has to come from the top down, and from the down to the top as well. You see CEO, when you see a CEO that is doing well, I'm even saying that the people under them should also recognize them, as much as the CEO should recognize people that are working for the company. If you see a good CEO, good chairman of the company, recognize them, because you may be working with another hostile one which will not recognize you. So if you see people that recognize you, the CEO that recognize you, you need to also recognize their effort and appreciate them. It will help them to do more. The director, from the level of CEO to director to the managers to the supervisor, and the supervisor to the peer-to-peer, which is the co-worker or the team mates. You need to really recognize each other. Your teammate, as your peer, has helped you to achieve success. Recognize their role, recognize their effort, say something to them. You are a supervisor, people under you have done a fantastic job that makes your job easier, that makes your job achieve success. You need to also recognize them. Like I said, when it comes from the top down, it needs to come from down also to the top, so that everybody have the culture of recognizing good deed from wherever it comes from. Also, way of recognizing employer. I'm just going to really, say some of the way you can just recognize them. Public or private expression of appreciation. Words are very powerful. Words has a way of changing the way we do things, changing the way we act, changing the way we, respond to things. Words are very powerful. So you can say a word like, okay, thank you for exemplary performance, to somebody that you just said that, wow, and my supervisor recognized me, my director recognized me, my CEO recognized me. That word will motivate them to do more. Word like, you continue to exceed expectation. I cannot wait to see what's next. So you already set the person up to do more the next time. You say to them, you continue to exceed expectation. I cannot wait to see what's next. It will motivate them to want to do more. You recognize what they did, and they want to do more. You see, in my widest dream, This is some of the word you can say. In my wildest dream, I could never imagine having an employee as hardworking, dedicated, and driven as you. So when you say such word to people, they keep thinking, what did I do that made me end this? And one thing is that they will keep doing that particular thing that make them earn such recognition and even more. So remember, the purpose of a leader is to generate growth and also lead the organ people to success. You want success and you want growth. To get that growth, you need to keep recognizing people. It's very important. And we look at financial reward. You should be able to reward people for their labor, reward people for their, apart from their salary, apart from the, their entitlement, create some bonuses, especially for workers that have been able to generate more money to the company. You can recognize their effort by, giving them some financial reward is important. This can also be in form of gifts. It can also be in form of bonuses, or it depends on the achievement of the worker or the team. So you can give them money. You can create an holiday for them. You can just give them some coupon. You can do a lot of, give them some kind of financial reward. And also, appreciation day is another way which we can really appreciate and recognize people. So an act of recognition such as employee of the week. In some places we have employee corner where their pictures are being put there. This is employee of the week. This is an employee of the month. This is an employee of the year. It says such things motivate them. It motivates them to do more and to do more. It creates, success. It's a way of motivating the employees, and it adds more value. It adds more value to them. So we can practice those things. You can, plus other things we can do. Depending on your organization, depending on your company, you can appreciate them. They've been working tirelessly. You can just give them a day off outside their annual leave. Oh, you have worked so much. I've paid for the company send you for one day holiday, or one day taking you to a dinner, or send you out to a place to go and have a dinner with your family because you have done so much for the company or for the organization. This will help them. There's nobody you do this for that will not come back to come and work more, add more, increase more, so that the company can go forward and they will keep getting such benefits. What are the importance of, recognizing? Importance of recognition. If you recognize a worker or your employee, number one, it boosts their morale. It's very important. It boosts their morale. So their morale increase. Once you do this, they want to do more. Once you recognize them, they want to do more. Your employees are your most valuable asset. I said that earlier. And therefore, make them know that you recognize their hard work, and it will help them to do more. It will help them to do more. Once they know that you recognize whatever effort they put in, it will help them to do more. Two, it builds trust. Trust. You see, the reason why people will stick with you all their life is because they trust you, they trust your judgment, they trust that you're a fair person, you're a good person, and then you will reward effort. Even though you have taken the glory for the job done as a director, they know that even at the lowest level also will benefit something at the end of the day. But if they know that they will only work for you, like we used to say, monkey they work, baboon they chop. So if it is that kind of mentality they have to you as a leader, they will not want you to succeed. They will not want to work for you to get there, because they know that you will take all the glory, you take all the benefit. But once you cultivate that and you recognize them, it builds trust, and that is very important. It creates job satisfaction. Nobody wants to be in a job that you are not happy with and you are not satisfied. The reason why people keep hopping here and there is because of, number one, they are looking for financial gain. And number two, they are looking for job satisfaction. If I'm very happy with my job, I will stay there longer. I will be there, and job satisfaction is a feeling of fulfillment or enjoyment that a person derives from their job. Every one of us need that. Every one of us need to get to that. And once we have that, it helps us to do more. It helps us to really, enjoy our job more. Job satisfaction leads to happiness. And once people are happy with you, they want to do more. Once they are happy with the organization, they want to do more. And that will promote, high productivity. It will lead to high productivity in the company. I hope you are getting it this evening about why leader must recognize and the people. So let's look at another important of it. It improves employee retention. I've said that earlier. There's nothing more frustrating for an employer than losing a worker that he has been trained and developed for the job. To find a good person for the job is always difficult. And like I say, there's nothing more frustrating. I've been an employer for many years. There's nothing more frustrating for you to have trained people, work with people. They understand the way you run their organization. They understand the way you run your job. They understand everything about the organization and why you can say, let me relax and let them do the job before you realize off they go, your company. There's nothing more frustrating than that. And the only way they will move is that because they did not have job satisfaction. He said they were trained, you spend a lot of money training them, but they were not happy with the organization. So, but when you recognize their labor and they feel that they are not being used, you see, that's the word. They are not being used. When people feel that they are not being used by their leader, but they are being recognized and appreciated by their leader, they stay longer on the job. They stay longer on the job. So create incentive, let them feel valued. Let them feel valued, and they will keep longer in your organization, and you will be able to have your peace and your rest on that. It creates self-improvement. Recognition as a way of motivating the employee to grow and becoming better at the job. So when you recognize them, they create self-improvement. So let's keep going with that's the recognition, but I'm going to also connect it to gratitude. I'm going to connect it to gratitude because gratitude is another thing that it's help. You see, we are looking at leading through, recognition, gratitude, and hope. So I'm going to really be able to sum up this thing. And then, like I said, keep, jotting down your question and your contribution, which will be taken after this. You see, we've been able to learn so much about the recognition, and now gratitude is similar to recognition, but a little bit different. Gratitude is the quality of being thankful. Being thankful. If you are thankful, as a leader, as a CEO, as a team leader, if you are thankful, if you cultivate the culture of being grateful to people will always want to be around you. People will always want to help you. Gratitude is synonymous to recognition, as I say. They both have the same effect on the employee in the workplace. You see, the same effect. They will stay longer. They will really want to do more for you. They will go extra mile when they feel appreciated. They will do things that will lead to the growth of the company. That is gratitude for you. When you recognize and as a gratitude is a recognition of a good work and readiness to show appreciation. When people know that if I kill myself for this organization, they will recognize me. They will be grateful to me. There's nothing human being will not do. There's nothing woman mind is a woman mind can go so wide when they see gratitude, when they know that people they are going to benefit. There's no limit they will not get to. There is no length they will not get to in order to achieve, a success. So, like the story of the Bible, David was thirsty and he said, "How I wish I drink this water." And certain people pick their sword, have to go through the enemy to go and fetch that water for David. Why? Because they know that if anything happened to them, their life is not going to be in vain. David will look after their family, look after their children, look after everybody around them. That's what people need to feel in an organization for them to go extra mile for you. Words are powerful, and I tell you, and it has a way of making and breaking people. So if your word to people, it does not come with gratitude. You don't know how to say thank you. You don't know how to say appreciate you. You don't know how to say a good word to people. And you keep using the word that shows ingratitude. It will break the people's morale. And any leader with a golden word of gratitude will do much more with the people he or she is leading by getting more positive results from them. If you the word thank you is a golden word. When you know how to use it, you will get more results anywhere you find yourself as a leader with the people you are working with. You see, that word can change things, that word can transform situation, and that word can make people go extra mile for you. When you make people matter wherever they deserve it, they do everything possible to keep the attitude that earn them such recognition, and even do more. When, listen to this statement, it says, when you make people matter wherever they deserve it, they do everything possible to keep the attitude that earn them such recognition and even more. So let's look at it. Gratitude creates an atmosphere of peace, love, and readiness. You see, and readiness, which people, which propel employee to serve well. Readiness to serve well. Gratitude propel employee to serve well. When we show appreciation or gratitude to people, they love it. They love the atmosphere. They love you as a leader. It creates love for you that our leader is a very considerate person. It is a considerate people that are grateful in their mind. People that are most grateful are considerate. They put themselves in their shoe. They put themselves in the shoe of the employee, that if I am being treated this way, how will I feel? So what they have this kind of mantra that what is good for the goose is also good for the gander. It's very important. An act of gratitude should be a regular practices of every leader in order to enhance growth and high-level productivity from its employee. It must be a regular practices. It must be a regular practice. Make it a cultural practices in your organization that everybody must say thank you to everybody. Everybody must say thank you to everybody. Your team, your supervisor must say thank you for getting the job done. Your manager must say thank you to the supervisor. The CEO must say thank you to the director, and the chairman must say thank you to the CEO. Everybody must have that culture of gratitude in their organization in order to do well. It's very, very important. And I tell you, it has the same effect. And lastly, before we start rolling our question, we want to look at hope. Hope. When you find yourself in a hopeless situation, what do? You exit. That's what you do. So that's what you do. So when you find yourself in that situation, you want to get away. You want to become, don't let people have a situation where they become hopelessness, because it will affect them. It will affect the way they think. It will affect the way they respond. It will affect their job. So you need to keep their hope high all the time. Leading through hope will lead to growth and will lead to success at the workplace. Hope is the mental picture of the future. What do we want to achieve? You keep telling them, we can do it, we can get there. This is where we will be in the next 2 years, in the next 1 year. Motivate people, give them the hope that you are going somewhere. Your company is going somewhere. Let them feel that this company is going to take over, the city, take over. Give them the reason. Tell them your vision for the future. Then they will have hope. Hope is refusing to give up on your future success because of the challenges of today. Your company may be going through challenges. Many companies are suffering right now. You don't have to come to your organization and begin to tell them we are suffering. We don't know the future. We don't know where it may happen. We don't know whether we are going to downsize. We don't know. Once you start doing that, people will begin to look for the way to exit your organization. They will begin to look for exit because they know that there's no hope in this company. But as a leader, you don't have to let your challenges, rob you of your future success. Don't, tell the people you don't have to give up. We can overcome it. This also shall pass. It's a situation that is going on. It shall pass. We have what it takes. You are there. I am there. Every one of us will pull ourselves together, and this will pass. Once worker feels that, they have hope that together with you, they can overcome the challenges they are facing. Hope is what propels people to keep going, even when there is no reason to do that. When there's no reason to. Hope is the reason why they keep saying that I'm going to show up, we're going to try it, we're going to do it again and again. I've read a situation about where, some workers are bringing their money to help the director of the company pay salary. Some of the workers that have been able to save in the company. And I asked why. They say, my CEO is a good man. He dropped into a particular situation and he can't pay the salary of the worker. But we know that when he gets the money, he will be able to sort. People who are withdrawing their savings and giving it to the CEO, giving it to the CEO to be able to, pay salary. That is it. You can imagine, because they believe so much in the CEO because of the recognition, gratitude, and giving them hope that yes, things will bounce back again. I've seen it happen before, whereby people will take their, boss, you are going through difficulty. Here is our saving. Use it to run the company. People are paying taxes for the company. People are really telling their boss, you know what? We can hold on for the next 3 months. We can survive. Let company pull themselves together, because they give them the hope that this is not the end of it. So hope is what prepares people to keep going, even when there is no reason to. Hope is the lifeline of every organization, because once you become hopeless and you let people feel hopeless in your organization, that's the end. Remember, the people, the employee are the biggest asset you have. Not your car, not your building, not your machine over there, not your goods over there. The people are the biggest asset. So you need to manage them very well. So lead them through hope, and it will help. Let me be wrapping up with this. How do we lead with hope? Number one, speak hope. Let your language be the language of hope. Words are very powerful, and therefore, as a leader, you must choose your word carefully. It can either encourage people to, sacrifice their life for you, or discourage them to see hopelessness even in a beautiful opportunity. They can see hopelessness in the beautiful opportunity if your words are not very hopeful, if you don't speak hope to them. So as a leader, learn to speak hope. Your language must be a language of hope. It must be a language of hope. In the morning, speak hope. In the afternoon, speak hope. In the evening, speak hope. Speak hope to the messenger. Speak hope to the manager. Speak hope to your team. Let them feel encouraged. Let them feel hopeful by the word that is coming your mouth, and they will continue to do anything. You see, people, in those days, you see, general will lead an army to go and fight, and the motivation, the hope the general will give, or the commander will give to the army, will make them fight, even when the future the world look very bleak and their chances are very small. But because of the hope that they have in them, will make them conquer, and they come back alive. Words are very powerful. So as a leader, you must learn to speak hope. Act hope. Act hope. Beware that every of your action is being monitored and analyzed by your employee. The way you look, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you act are then analyzed. Because if you are the head, let's say you are the supervisor, and you are complaining and you are not acting up, you are not at the work, and you are doing whatever you like, the people will be watching you. If you are the manager, if you are the director, they watch your attitude, they watch your actions, they watch the way you are responding to things. So if your word is not corresponded with your action, we can do it, but you are not showing at work, you are not showing up, or your attitude towards things is not giving hope to people. What do you expect them to do? They will analyze you and say that, if you can act like that, what about me who's ordinary manager? What about me who's ordinary supervisor? I better start looking for another opportunity. So you need to act hope always. Act hope always. Your body language is very important. You have to have a body language that speaks hope to people. Body language that gives people a right signal is very important, because they will be able to use that and know that, okay, there is hope. Their leader matters. As a leader, you lead with hope, because people are watching you. People are analyzing every of your act, your body language, the way you do things. It's a direct reflection of what is there. If they don't know what is going on at the boardroom, they just need to watch your attitude. They just need to watch the way you talk. They just need to watch your actions, and they will tell them that things are not going well over there. So as a leader that want to lead to growth, you need to act hope. And lastly, giving hope. Giving hope. Leaders are to be the source of hope to the employers, to the employees. Leaders are to be the source of hope to the employees. They must create an atmosphere of hope where the worker draw hope to pursue their goal without despair. It is very, very important. You need to say to them, it is doable, it is achievable. We need to have this kind of thing. You need to keep telling them it is possible. Psych them up, psych them, give hope. Everybody, we can do it. Let's go and do it. Let's go and achieve it. Let's go extra mile. We made this X amount last year. Let's do this year. Let's do that year. Those people who have been able to do that, they achieve more. People work their heart out for such people. Make sure that whenever you speak to people, they walk away, or whenever people come to you to speak with you, they walk away with "I can do it" mentality. By the time they talk to you, boss, things are not going well, things are not. Give them the word of encouragement that by the time they leave your presence, they're saying that, no, we can do it. I can do it. We can achieve it. We can make it. It is possible. It is doable. They will walk away. But let them not talk to you. By the time they leave you, they are more demoralized. They are more hopeless than before they came to you. So be careful that you don't just do what you feel. You do what is right, because people are analyzing you. You don't do what you feel like doing as a leader. You do what is right, because people are watching you. People are analyzing you. They are analyzing everything about you. So if you send a wrong signal to the people, you have a problem to deal with. So be careful. You don't want to send a wrong signal by your attitude, by your behavior. So in conclusion, I would say to us that leading growth through recognition, gratitude, and hope at the workplace is the sure way to succeed personally and collectively in your organization. Is the sure way. So make recognition and gratitude and hope in the workplace a culture. Make it a culture in your workplace, and it will lead to an unusual growth. It will lead to an unusual growth when you make it a culture. Thank you so much. I believe you have your question now. I believe you have all that you want to ask or your contribution, so that we'll be able to tackle it. Thank you very much, and over to you, Mr. Ayim.
Hello, dear leader. My name is Samuel Ayim, Chief Leadership Coach at the Center for Transformational Leadership in Africa, CTL Africa, and I have an important invitation for you. Why are some nations developed and thriving, while others are underdeveloped and struggling? Why are some businesses flourishing and others languishing? Why are some churches growing and others dying? These are important questions for leaders. So are you a leader? At what level are you leading? What impact are you making? What is your understanding and concept of leadership? The way you think about leadership is the way you do leadership. And as John Maxwell says, everything rises and falls on leadership. Leadership is the cause, all others are the effect. So, at the Center for Transformational Leadership, we've created this program to help you transform your understanding of leadership. This program is going to be based on John C. Maxwell's book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. As a John C. Maxwell certified coach, I'm going to walk you through these laws, and we're going to give you exercises and activities around these laws to help install a new transforming concept of leadership for you. This will change the way you do leadership completely. So I invite you to check our website and our social media pages and to register for the Leadership Mindset and Heartset program. This program is on 2 levels. The first level is understanding the laws of leadership, where we are going to walk you through the laws of leadership in 3 to 5 days. And this will give you the foundations of leadership. The second level is walking the laws of leadership. Here, we take you through a 15-week journey through the laws of leadership. Every week, you will have opportunity to study one law, apply the law throughout the week, meditate upon it, do the exercises, and regroup with other like-minded people who are learning the laws of leadership, exchange ideas, and share your lessons. So do not miss this opportunity. Register now for the Leadership Mindset and Heartset program.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Alabi, for those great inspirational words. And Doc has helped us to see the value of recognition, gratitude, and hope. He's also shown us some of the ways by which we can express gratitude and also show recognition, how we can implement some of these things in our workplace. He's given us several ways by which recognition can be implemented in the workplace to encourage harmony, to encourage growth, to encourage loyalty and commitment. And we are so grateful. We'll give him a few minutes to take some rest. Put down your questions. He has more in his lips and he's ready to answer all your questions. He's ready to, also share your comments. So put your comments down and your questions down and let's discuss them. I have my own questions, so I'm going to ask him. But let's see who is here again. Those who join us later in the program. Ebenezer Niama is here, and Willie Glay is here from Parliament in Togo. We have Julien Nunepeku is here. He says, "Glory, thank you, Daddy, for this knowledge." Her Ladyship, Cynthia Martinson is here. Her Ladyship, High Court Judge, thank you so much for joining us. Doris Arthur is here, and he says he's watching from Accra. Thank you so much. Samuel Anaba is here. Growth is key, he says. Professor Kalmo is joining us all the way from Montreal, Canada. Prof, thank you for joining us. Thomas Anagbenu is here. He says, yes, words are powerful indeed. Adebayo Oyedele is here. Glory to God for being part of this seminar. Thank you, our team leaders. Thank you, Adebayo, for joining. Hajia Alima Sagito is here. He said, what a class to be in today. Very good lecturer with right practical content. Thank you, Hajia, for joining. I'm looking for your questions. This is very refreshing. Tayo Sobin says so. And Hajia says, body language that gives hope is important. And as a leader, you must be the source of hope. All right. And he says, I'm loving this. She also says, do not do what you feel, but do what is right. This is because your employees are watching. So Ajay is learning a lot here. Thompson Anagbenu says, very well delivered, Doc. Thank you so much. All right. So we encourage you guys, to all of you who are joining, to check our Facebook, our LinkedIn, our website, and register for our ongoing programs. The Leadership Mindset and Heartset, the growth journey is on. A group of people are on the journey already and they're enjoying. After the first 2 days, one of the participants says, Sam, just these first 2 sessions have already transformed me. And so I want to encourage you to sign up for the growth journey and the leadership mindset. All right. Aram Agozi is also here and he says, thank you, Doc. How do you give hope when things are not going well without coming across as delusional? Very, very important question. So, Doc, note that one. When the economy is crashing on us, when the businesses are going down, how do you give hope without sounding delusional? And that is a very, very important question. Should you give the right picture to your people, or how do you do it without, being funny? All right. Richard Bimpon is also here. So I'm going to bring Doc to start with that question because it's a very important question. Things are not going well. The business is not going fine. How does a leader give hope in such situation, Doc?
Thank you very much. And a very interesting question. And that is the essence of hope. Hope is a mental picture of the future. Everybody is seeing today, but as a leader, you are seeing tomorrow. Everybody is seeing what is happening today. As a leader, you are seeing what you can make out of what is happening now, tomorrow. Look at the company like, Google, like a lot of companies make money during the just ended COVID season. It's a bad period for most people, but for some people who have been able to tell their company that we are rather in business now, they make a lot of money and they are still making a lot of money, especially people in the IT industry. It's triple, it's quadruple, and a whole lot of people are doing that. So as a leader, you know that this is not the first time. This is not a situation of unprecedented event. We have been there before. We survive it. This one has come to. We shall also survive it. This one we also pass. So that's your language. People have done a cite example of different situations that have happened. Cite example of different in this country. Like we take Ghana for instance. That we've been through a situation whereby we used to kill for KK in those days, where we have what is called rolling shame. So we passed it. We overcome it. Companies survive. A lot of people survive it. And today we are going through this as well. As a leader, yours is to be citing example of people who have been there. This is not the person. If you're a Christian, you can even use the biblical quote of say that you say, what has happened before. What will happen has happened. So there is no new thing under the earth. So you need to let people understand that this is not peculiar to them. It has happened before, but how did they manage it? How did they survive it? How did they overcome it? Those are the examples you need to start giving people. When you give them the assurance that this is not an hopeless situation, this is not the end of the road, that it's an end of the road to an era, but it's the beginning of a new road to another things, you see. So it will make people feel that, okay, this era is coming to an end, but another era is going to open again. So you open their eyes to a new era. You open their eyes to see a different opportunity, that this situation is coming to an end in this way, but we can open a new chapter. We can make it afresh. We can channel another way. So it will help people to have hope that it will not be like, okay, we don't know where we are going from here, because people become hopeless when they don't see future. And like I said, hope is a mental picture of the future. So you see the future ahead. That's why as a leader, you must be ahead of the people you are leading. In knowledge, in understanding, in ability to interpret situation, in ability to be able to project, you must be ahead. When the people you are under are more knowledgeable than you as a leader, then it's a big problem. So, but if you are more knowledgeable than them, then they also look forward to you, look forward to fresh information. How do we get out of this problem? When people go through crisis in the Bible in the days of David, they will go to David. What is the next thing? How do we get past that? David will go and consult God. Oh, let's do it this way. And the people will trust David, that we trust your judgment. So that is hope for you. You keep telling them that it is not over yet. It's just that this is over, and that will do. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc. Now, I mean, sometimes the leaders who sit in the boardroom, in the management meeting, and look at the situation, they have the right numbers. They see where the things are going. To what extent should the leader share the bad news, because sometimes it's actually really bad news and the numbers are going down, you're losing customers, and for the next 6 7 months we don't know where salaries are going to. This is really bad news. You're saying we should tell them of the future, but what extent should we share with them the real situation on the ground in order to be credible as a leader?
I think we need to weigh the amount of information we give to people's mind, because if you give them more information than what they can process, it will drown them. So you need to give them an amount of information that they can process at a time. As a leader, that's why you have to walk ahead of the people you are leading. You already know plan B. You already know the next step. You already know what you are doing. It's because the people are watching. Once a leader have a gesture of, we don't know where we are going, we don't know what is happening, it's a bad signal. And it will make people to start, getting confused and started feeling disarray about what is happening. So that's why your body language, the kind of word you speak, you don't say what you feel. Like I said earlier on, you don't do what you feel like doing. I feel like crying. I feel like, I'm sad. I feel like expressing that I'm a human being too. I have a right to feel sad. I have a right to do. But you don't do that before the people you are leading. You do that before your peer. CEO to CEO, you can break down in their presence, you can cry in their presence, but you don't understand yourself that you can work. But when it comes to the people you are leading, when you started experience hopelessness to them, you are sending the wrong signal, even because you will need them to even come out of the problem. You will need them. Sometimes change is an unchangeable law of success. You may have to shake the organization a little bit, but then anytime you appear, you must appear as somebody that know what you are doing, somebody that you know where they are going, because people will not put their destiny in their hand if you don't know what you are doing and if you don't know where you are taking them to. Everybody wants a strong people that are knowledgeable, people that understand the situation to keep talking to them so that they can put their hope in their hand. But once you appear as a leader that I don't know what to do, I don't even know what to think, I don't even know what to look at our people, they will always come and tell us that though we are in a bad shape, the economy will rise again. The economy will move again. We are working towards to make sure that it gets better. Yes, you don't want to cut across as a deceitful, leader by not telling them some of the information. But as you are giving one negative information, you must give two positive information. So you can't let your negative information outweigh your positive information. So your positive information must outweigh your negative information that you are passing across to them. So if you are telling them A, that is bad, you must tell them B and C that will encourage them to hold on. So I think that's what we need to do as a leader.
All right. Now, that's great. So if I get you right, what you're saying is that you have to tell them what is going on, but you also have to communicate the future picture of what can be done. So
Exactly.
yes, this is the financial situation, but as a leader, these are the plans we have, these are the ideas we have, this is what we're going to do, and we are confident to be able to take you through. If I get you right,
Exactly.
that is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay.
That will sustain them and put them in a situation that it is not over, that there is still hope, that we can still do something, rather than to be crying woe and say that this is where we are. Then offer us alternative, offer the people sense of, that's why in leadership, there's something I said, I missed saying when I was doing my presentation, that you need to let people have what is called ownership mentality. Let them develop the ownership mentality. Let them own the organization. Let them feel that it is our own. If we fail, we fail together. If you succeed, we succeed together. So once they have that kind of mentality, when you drop into a situation, they will know that they all drop into that situation. And because of the ownership mentality, they will also want to provide solution together with you. That we've leaked the oil with you. Now we are leaking the blood with you. So we are ready to go with you and find solutions. So once they have you make them feel ownership, have ownership mentality by recognizing them when they do very well, appreciate them, and lead them through. So whenever they have that kind of ownership mentality that this is our own, it is not your own, it is not for your benefit alone. When you are enjoying, you do share your booty with us. So why should we also have some head cut when you are going through crisis? You understand? So, but if when you have the excess, you share the bonus with them, you share the profit with people. The moment you have a loss, the company, the people will identify with you that, oh, okay, this is the lean season. We need to identify with it as well, because whenever there is another season, we'll be part of it. That's why trust is very important. You need to lead people to trust you and trust your judgment. Trust that they know that you know what you are doing, not that you are deceiving them.
Yeah. Okay. So this is great. And what I'm learning here is that for people to believe you and to have hope, this also is not just you coming and telling them it's going to be well, but it's also how you've related with them in the past.
That's right.
And how you've dealt with them. So if you've treated them well, things were good, you've recognized them, you were grateful with them, you were sharing the good things, then when you say that things are going to be better, they'll believe you.
That's
but
right.
if you were, when things were good, you were not caring for them and you were mistreating them, then when you come and tell them tomorrow is going to be good, they are looking at the past and say, you again. But
yes.
Look, let me just ask you, and because you're a Reverend Minister, I want to ask you this question, because it goes to the heart of also leadership vulnerability and authenticity as a leader.
Okay.
We know that in the Bible somewhere, Jesus wept in front of the people.
Yeah.
And you are saying that, we should just hide in the corner and weep, and we should not. Shouldn't we as leaders let our people feel how we are feeling, even if we have to give them hope? Where should the balance be?
Like I said,
because we are human. We are human, so
yes.
we cannot come and stand and be the, what do they call it, the blow man when things are not.
In the Bible, Jesus wept, and after that, he provides solution. He identified with people's pain, but before he got there, he already knew what he was going to do.
Yeah.
So he did not just weep and walked away. Nobody will have believed Jesus. Nobody will have trusted the ability and the capability of Jesus if he has wept and walked away. But he wept, and thereafter, weeping to show that I identify with your pain, weeping to say that I understand what you are going through, weeping to show that I am human like you, weeping to show that we are all in this together. But that is not the end. That is not the end. There is going to be hope. There is going to be new alternative. There is going to be, our hope will be restored. We will have a better tomorrow. So Lazarus will rise now.
Okay.
You see, so it's still the same thing that once you let them have some kind of feeling of, okay, identification. I identify. There's so many ways leader can identify with it. You see, okay, take for instance a leader in the company that is going through crisis and you can't afford to pay salary, and you decide to show up one day with Micra. And you say, what is happening? I decided to pack my V8 because I cannot, it's very immoral for me to be riding V8 while I can't pay salary. So I've packed it and I decided to save petrol. I'm driving Micra or small Toyota to identify with everybody that, okay, we are all in this together. But you can't tell me to be in it. You can't tell us to have some kind of, I'm trying to avoid using political language like head cuts, We can't ask you to have an head cut and you are growing punk. So, you understand? There will not be trust. There will not be understanding. People will have a kind of, they would be kind of distrust. They will not trust you. And they will think that you are taking them for a ride. You did not identify with them. You did not identify with their pain, their tears, what they are going through. But if you show something that said that, okay, we are in it together, then they will believe you when you tell them that we can come out of it because you identify with them. It's very important as a leader.
Thank you. Let me ask you. I think we have just a few more minutes. This question about recognition and gratitude.
Okay.
Some people think that if you continue to shower praises on your people, just thanking them and recognizing them, then they'll be complacent. What do you say about that?
That's the mistake the leaders are making. The fact that you can't turn the right thing to wrong because of the way you assume people will react to it. All this is based on assumption.
Yeah.
And when you recognize 10 people and one person decides to show complacency over it, you make it look as if it's the 9 that are doing it. You overblow the thing over, your judgment, your sense of judgment about it is not accurate. And that's the mistake of many leaders. Because of one person, then they would rather come up with some kind of policy that will affect even hundreds of people that are doing the right thing. So you can't center, but there's a saying that a little living the whole lump. When you put a small dot in the big white clothes or white background, you see that black dot, even no matter how it is. And that's how it is, that the fact that one person is acting that way, you feel like, oh, it's everybody who's doing that. And if you take that decision, you are putting your leadership at risk. You are putting it as a risk because it's the same people that will gang up against you. It's the same people that will describe you the way you are. It's the same people that will tell that you are not a good person, you are ungrateful, you take it for yourself. So you don't want to go that way with your workers, or you don't want to go that way with your employee or the team that you lead, because once they decide to work against you, you will lose your position as a leader. If there's a problem in the organization, they don't just sack the mass, they sack the leader.
Yeah.
They will let the leader go, and then another leader will come and still come and work with the same people. So you need to be very careful as a leader, that we all need to be very careful that don't go, rather do the right thing. It doesn't matter whether some people will take advantage of you. You can't have everybody to do the right thing. Some minority will do wrong thing, but focus on the majority that are doing the right thing, and you yourself do something that will make you feel good. So you cannot stop recognizing people because some people will take advantage of it. You cannot stop showing gratitude because certain people will take advantage of it. Then where is your moral? So it will go down on your morale. People have helped you to succeed. People have helped you to achieve your target. People have helped you to grow your company. And because you say that if I give them extra money, they will be riding V8 like I'm doing. Or if I appreciate them at the end of the year, somebody that will help you to make millions of dollars, and you give them person a V8 car to appreciate them, you say that, oh, this person will be riding the same car with me. What an insult.
Yeah.
So
Thank you so very much.
Appreciate them. So this is not right. So you have to focus on the positive side of leadership.
Great. Thank you so very much. I'm not seeing any more questions. So I'm just going to ask my last question, and then I'll give you opportunity to give us your final words. My last question, you've been an employee, you've been a follower, you've been a teammate, and you are now a leader and a business leader leading so many people. Can you share with us your personal experience with some of these things, either as an employee or as a leader? One personal situation where you found yourself either recognizing somebody or being recognized, or gratitude, or situation of hopelessness, any situation that you can share with us to encourage us and also to give us your final closing remarks.
Okay. I think for me personally, one of the things that stand out and I keep looking at it is the issue of recognition. In everybody in life, there's a saying that knowledge is not in the head of one man. We learn, we unlearn, and we relearn. I personally have been in a situation whereby I lose all my leaders in one day.
Wow.
About 60% of them. Okay, what happened in, let's say, in a month, less than a month, all of them left. what that they were being poached by another person. And they were saying that whatever you are doing here, we are ready to give you ×3 of the money, leave the church, leave the organization, and follow us. And almost all the men in the leadership that are, in this case, it's a pastoral work, all the male pastor, female are more loyal than the male. So all the male pastor left one day and follow one person that pushed them that, that I'm going to take you to America, I'm going to take you to Europe, I'm going to pay you ×3 of what you are earning here, I'm going to pay you all that. And they all left one day, following the other team. And we sat down and said that, okay, what have we done wrong? What is it that we are not doing right? Does that mean that we are not recognizing them very well? Does that mean that we are not appreciating them very well? Have we not done what we're supposed to do as a leader that will make them leave one day because they see that opportunity? And, we are able to square the blame. And firstly, we feel that we are not engaging them enough to let them understand that even though we are not in the situation to be paying you to take you to Europe, to take you to America and everything, you have a job security here. Your future is bright here. You can make it. We did not instill more hope in them to see themselves in the future, not now. You see, people mortgage their future because of what they are going through right now. So if you don't engage them very well and keep helping them to think well, they will go for peanuts of today and forfeit the glorious future they have. And we are able to prove ourselves that, okay, it seems that why would somebody be able to come and say, because of I will take you to America, I will take you to Europe, I will help you, I will give you more money, and they leave an organization where I've trained them, build them, make them who they are, and just for one opportunity. And eventually, none of them is able to get a job. None of them is able to. They left, but they follow the other people, and they never got the job from there. None of them is in the job as I'm talking to you today.
Yeah.
You see, so we feel that people will always look for opportunity. People will always look for, especially this part of the world, they hardly find it in a situation where they want to grow with you. But one thing we feel that we can do is that let's constantly engaging them and telling them and building them. Sometimes we focus on building the organization, and we fail to build the people that work with us. Fail, even though we don't have the money to give them big money, we don't have the car, we don't have the thing, but we can build them in a way that they will have a self-confidence. They will have a future for themselves. They will look at the future that, okay, the America you are running to today, or this thing you want to go that you don't know, if you stay well with us, we can send you to go and open branch in Europe, go and open branch in America one day. You can be the head somewhere, and then you can be that. You see, but when people see that I need to solve immediate need, then they get into some situation. So we look at that and say, okay, let us learn from the new one coming. Let's begin to build them along with the organization, not just that. Let's build the organization, and also begin to let them understand that you have to choose your battle very well. You don't just launch into everything. Weigh it very well. Make mistakes. Some of them couldn't come back. Some of them couldn't make it. Some of them are in bad situation today. But we're saying that if you want to come back, you can come back. But it's very difficult for them to make it because they feel that they've let down. They are so disappointed in themselves. They feel betrayed by themselves. And the other people just deceive them and they couldn't make anything out of it. Right. So it's a two-way. So this is a very experienced. I keep telling people that don't just focus on let's make this mark, let's make this target, let's make this. You are driving the horse and you are not taking care of the horse.
Yeah.
So you jump on the horse, you ride it so hard to meet a target, and you get down, just go rush back again, jump on the same horse, not considering the welfare of the horse. Absolutely. So it's a big lesson we learned that we need to consider the welfare of the people. Sometimes you need to be more personal with them. Sometimes you need to go out of the the formulas, the laws, and begin to be human with them and begin to talk one-on-one. What is your problem? What is your family problem? How can we come in? Sometimes you see that the word of hope is more than giving them money at times.
Wonderful. Wonderful. That is a really great experience, and you've shared. And I like the aspect of continuous engaging with the people, especially when the situation is difficult. Thank you so much, Dr. Alabi, for this really wonderful. I'm not seeing any comments. I'm not seeing any more questions. So I want to just thank you, and I want to thank everybody who has been on this call. I have learned a lot. And I know that from the comments that are coming, that everybody has learned a lot. All leaders around this table, take care of your people, engage with the people, lead with gratitude, recognize what they are doing, and give them hope by providing positive picture of the future, providing the solutions and how you're going to get them there. Thank you so much. God bless you, Dr. Alabi, and
Thank
God
you very
bless
much.
all the members.
And I want to
yes.
say a big thank
Yes.
you for those of us, Pastor Segun Oyedele joined us from South Africa. He joined us from South Africa to really do this. And also I'm seeing Carmore from Montreal, Canada. So
yeah, she's a professor at the university.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to say a big thank you to Reverend Segun Oyedele as well. He's doing very well in South Africa. He's a leader as well. So he said he will be with us and he's there. Thank you, everybody.
Wonderful. Thank you so very much. And for everyone, I want to wish you very good night for staying with us and choosing to be on the leadership platform. And as always, encourage you tomorrow, Sunday, don't stay home, go to church and look unto the Lord. God bless all of you and have a good night.
We spend a lot of time developing our professions, but we don't spend time developing ourselves. Look, as a leader, as a professional, you have to grow. You have to grow yourself. And to be able to grow yourself, you need to know yourself. A lot of us are not achieving the maximum we can achieve because we have not invested in our personal growth. So we are bringing you this special studies based on John C. Maxwell's book, The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. And we're going to just spend time with you and help you go through the principles that you need to be able to grow your person, to become a better person. Because if you become a better person, you become a better leader, you become a better father, you become a better professional. Do not miss this opportunity, as the masterclass is going to be very practical and discussional. It is going to be a limited number of people. So please register now to be part of the program.